Hey toy community, what's going on? I'm coming at you with another figure review of the DC Icons Nightwing. Let's see what he's all about. Now this is my first DC Icons figure and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with it. You know, the articulation on it's pretty great. I'm surprised on how much poses he can get into, although that there is a little bit to be desired for, as they do um, not include the thigh swivel on this figure. I think all the figures they don't have the thigh swivel. But I think that's why this figure line is being canceled. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. If anyone knows anything about that, leave a comment. But it seems that they're coming out with figures. They got Supergirl, and Damian Wayne, and Superboy. I'll show you guys the box really quick. It's got the Nightwing symbol, DC Icons. The other figures in the line, like I said, Supergirl, Superboy, and Damian Wayne. Pretty basic box. Just thought it would show it really quick. The paint apps in this guy are pretty nice. The blue is a glossy paint. It looks pretty great in photos, and it's not that shiny. It does come up really shiny on camera if you have a lot of lighting. Like if I turn this light off, it looks great. Great choice of blue. The black is a flat matte color, and the boots are glossy black. So it's a nice touch. And there's no paint splotches. I haven't had anything on mine. I'm not sure if anyone else has any other problems. The face sculpt is pretty great. It's from the Batman Hush artwork. The hair is sculpted nice with all the strands there, and he has the middle part. The mask is painted with glossy black paint. Pretty clean paintwork. So all in all, the paintwork on this is pretty impressive for a DC Icons figure. I know a lot of the first ones did have a lot of paint errors, but I'm pretty satisfied with it. When I first got it, I wasn't sure if I liked it. I wanted to sell it, but the longer I had it and more I posed around with it, I was pretty happy with it. Now let's see how tall Nightwing is. Nightwing is about, I want to say, there we go. I want to say 6 inches to the top of his head. So about 6 inches. So he's a pretty standard size. I'll do some size comparisons at the end to just to show you how tall he is to other figures in my collection. And let's talk about his accessories. He does come with his signature charisma sticks here. And these are pretty nice. They're not soft plastic. They're not the gummy plastic. They're pretty hard. So they're not going to get warped or anything like that. Painted with matte black, not glossy or anything like that. Comes with 2 open hands to hold the sticks. Same hand though, they're both right hands. I'm not sure why they included that. The blue is also painted with the same blue as the symbol. Maybe that might have been an error. Maybe that's why the line's going to get canceled. And then it comes with this weird OK hand. It does hold the stick, and the sticks hold in the hands pretty well. They stay in there, they don't fall off. So that's pretty cool. Oh, let's put it with this hand. This hand is different. This is another open hand to hold the stick. It's not the same as this though, so it looks a little different when you have them posed. But yeah, it does hold it pretty well, and then it comes with the grappling hook with the bat symbol on it. And it does connect to the charisma stick, so if you want to have him grappling onto a building, you can do that with a stick. And now let's get into the articulation. The head can look up that much and look down that much. And you know, if you really want to get the most out of the articulation, you can kind of pop his head up on his neck so he can get that extra range of motion, like so. And you can look down even more if you put it at the very tip of the neck. You can get that extra range. His arms do go out all the way to the sides. They do go all the way up. They do have a bicep swivel. And they bend at the arm, double jointed elbows. So that's pretty nice. And he does have a wrist swivel. Not really sure why when the hand swivels as well. Let's put one of the sticks on him. Pretty easy to swap. And the hand does have a wrist swivel here, so you can move it up and down any way you want. Swivel it all the way around. And then we have the torso articulation to move side to side. It does move back just a little bit so you can get that extra range. And then we have another articulation here, the ab crunch. That's where you get most of the range of motion, so it can look down that far. It can move pretty far back. So if that's not good enough for you, I don't know what is that. So that's pretty great. It reminds me of a little bit of the Marvel Legends ab crunches. And here's where the problem comes in. It doesn't have a thigh swivel here, so that can kind of limit how much poses you can get him into. He doesn't have that swivel like most other figures do, so why they didn't include that, I'm not sure. Maybe that's something they can improve on, but if the line is being canceled, then maybe it's too late. But here we go. We have the same mechanism in the leg, just as the Bandai SH Figure Arts figures do. It moves all the way down, all the way up. He can do perfect splits. So great articulation there. It's just a shame that they missed out with that thigh swivel. They do move all the way up like that, so you can get him into like a high kicking pose or something like this. So they do have a lot of range of motion. It's just, if only they had that thigh swivel, that would have been great. Double jointed knees. They got the boot swivel right here. And then we got an ankle pivot and a great ankle rocker. So this figure has a lot of articulation, a lot of great articulation. It's just missing some key features like the thigh swivel, which is very, very, very minimalistic. But all in all, I really do recommend him if you decide to buy him if you're a Nightwing fan. It'll fit in right with your collection. It's a little small on the small side, so if you don't have other DC icons, it might prove a problem. Here he is next to the DC Universe Nightwing. This is my favorite Nightwing figure. I wouldn't say that I like the icons better than this figure, just because I like DC Universe. The icons does have a lot of more articulation though, but obviously it's a different design, and I really would have liked it if they included something to hold his sticks, just like this figure does on his back. Here he is next to the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man. So he'll fit in pretty much everywhere with a lot of your figures if they have the same scale. And here he is with the Marvel Legends Symbiote Spider-Man. He's a little bit taller. But yeah, I really recommend this guy. If you're a fan of Nightwing, if you like the DC icons, pick him up. Leave a comment if you have any critiques or questions, and I'll be happy to do any reviews that you guys request. And thank you guys for watching.